it's now time to get into the newspapers this morning, and looking bright as usual, looking beautiful as always, as my own boss, her local ship, Vivian Kai Loco. Good morning.
Good morning, Tooth Man. How are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good. How you doing?
Good. Nice weekend.
Yeah, I mean, a weekend of resets and upgrades.
I know, right?
What could have been worse, right?
So we'll see whether after the elections we'll reset or upgrade.
Yeah.
Whichever way, there'll be something on the economy.
Exactly. Anyways, welcome, and let's get straight into the papers. Good to see you.
So I'll start with the Daily Graphic. They have the two stories of the major political parties. Both leaders have been speaking. The NDC says NDC promises economic revival, manifesto to address jobs, infrastructure, assures better lives. That's the front page of the Daily Graphic. Still on the front page of the Daily Graphic, NPP deserves another term. Dr. Bawumia touts NPP's better record and says party will do more next term. That's on the front page of the Daily Graphic.
Okay, I'll take you to the Ghanaian Times, quite similar. Both leaders here, that of the NPP and the NDC. Major story, however, comes from the manifesto launch over the weekend, and it says at NDC manifesto launch for election 2024, Mahama outlines 26-point agenda for first 120 days, promises homegrown fiscal strategies if elected. And then there's Dr. Bawumia on the opposing end saying, I am committed to free, fair, peaceful elections. There's a story from the Labour Front that says Joshua Ansah elected TUC Secretary General. And then a very tragic one, 3 die, 3 others hospitalized after building collapse at Kaswa.
Yeah, we had that in our bulletin this morning on radio. Okay, so now I'll take you to the new finder. They interestingly don't have anything around the NDC or the MPP. Hey, Elvis, what's going on?
They must have gone to press early.
But the NDC zone was Saturday.
For Saturday, yes.
So I don't know, maybe they want to keep it with business, I don't know. But Elvis, good morning. So the front page says NEIP supports young entrepreneurs. Also on the front page of the new finder, 15 million Ghana cedis royalties paid to 2,500 creative artists. And also AGI, others back new GSA law amidst Guta's concern. Has a picture of Dr. Humphrey Kwesinyim Dake, the AGI president, as well as our good old friend Samson Asaki. I won't go bit. You know, he's
Samson wants to be president too.
Yeah. Charlie. Anyway,
Ghana politics. Interesting. All right, let me take you to the Daily Guide. The Daily Guide is heavy on the politics as well. Ghana needs upgrade, not reset. This is Dr. Bawumia speaking. Mahama launches 24-hour reset manifesto. Take advantage of opportunities in new shippers bill. Comes with a picture of Dr. Kofi Mbia, the former boss of the Ghana Shippers Authority. Parliament renovation cost 2.26 million euros. This is Alban Bagbin speaking. Presidential pitch season 5 takes off. Presidential pitch season 5 takes off. That's the Daily Guide for this morning. A number of sports stories on the back page as well. Okay.
I'll take you to the Chronicle. They say collapsed banks can only be returned to owners by court, not Mahama. Dr. Bawumia there speaking to the media yesterday over one of the question was on his reaction to President Mahama saying some of the collapsed banks, when he comes back to office, he will give them back their licenses. Dr. Bawumia is saying you have to go to the courts to do that. So we'll see how that pans out. NDC launches Resetting Ghana manifesto, still on the front page of the Chronicle. And then we have GSA addresses concerns of Guta over new shipping law. That's also on the front page of the Chronicle. And finally, on the front page of the Chronicle, drip equipment unveiled in Ashanti and Northern regions.
All right. The Herald newspaper this morning says Georgina Wood, Ken Oforiatta and others named in new state land grab. Okay, I'm sure. Well, there's a picture of Samuel Kujetua Blacko as well, so yes. You can tell where the story is coming from. The list is putting out. YEA skills program to graduate 10,000 trainees tomorrow. NPP flag bearer demands professionalism from security agencies during election 2024 to safeguard peace. Mahama labels a Bawumia government 8-year horror movie at NDC manifesto launch.
Horror movie.
Oh, Herald. The Larry Dogwe.
Larry was there yesterday.
Okay.
You know, he and another guy, I think they all published, you know, the other side.
Yeah.
And so Dennis was saying that the two of them are brothers, and Larry was like, no, he's not my brother. So Larry's question was on corruption.
Right.
And all that, anyway.
Right. There's a final one here that says ex-GJA president spanks Atachia over anti-journalist comments. Yeah. That's what the Herald has.
All right, I'll take you to the Today newspaper. They have the NDC manifesto launch. They say, I will restore unjustly collapsed banks. Mahama reiterates as he promises to increase indigenous participation in banking and financial sector. And also, fire destroys Kaswa market. Right.
The Republic Press says, GAF shuns coup claims ahead of 2024 elections. I think it is a statement in reaction to Dr. Emmanuel Akwete of IDEG, a statement he had made earlier, and then GAF is debunking those claims. Election integrity intact, EC assures. Mahama outlines 10-point job creation initiatives. Bawumia jabs Mahama over economic mismanagement claims. Bawumia government is the only government in Ghana that adds value to our resources. That's according to Mreku Duka, and the fire engulfs parts of Kaswa New Markets.
Right. The Daily Searchlight says import license regime in 2024. Guta up in arms. And also resolve impasse in the gas marketing sector. Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors speaking. It also has a picture of Alan Tremonti, and they say Alan Tremonti receives rousing welcome on Greater Accra Region tour as popularity soar. And then, Nana, still with politics, the paper says 2024, 22 independent presidential candidates pick nomination forms. Dr. Srebo of the EC speaking.
Presidential,
24. So 24 plus the small parties, I think they are about 4. That will come to 28. And then the main parties, 30 on the paper.
Oh, how?
And this year you'll be doing. So 22, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
I'm sure some will be, you know, pushed out. So we'll see how that pans out.
I mean, the laws are there. If you don't meet the criteria, definitely you'll be pushed out. All right. Daily Democrat says this morning, NDC presents manifesto of hope to Ghanaians. Bawumia storms Ebuakwa South with gratitude. NDC cruising to victory in Ebuakwa North. And the Cleft Awareness Week launched. Kolebu CEO emphasizes medical facts over myths. Okay, Daily Democrats there.
Okay, let me take you to the Ghanaian publisher. They have the picture of Vice President Bawumia on the front page, and they say Ghana needs an upgrade, not a reset. Bawumia jabs Mahama, outlines 14 key commitments. It also has a picture of the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Madam Jean Mensah, and it says EC guarantees integrity of 2024 elections. And also it has AGI, 2 others back GSA law amidst Guta and GIFF concerns.
All right, let's stay with the publishers because you have the Ghanaian publisher, I have the new publisher. This one says, Ghanaians have not forgotten Mahama's horrible records. Baupizi tells journalists. Baupizi. It comes with a smiling picture of the vice president. Drip project takes off in Ashanti. Yes, so they led with those 2 main stories. That's the new publisher.
Okay, so I'll take you to the Inquisitor. They have the former president and Dr. Bawumia, as well as the running mate of the NPP, Dr. Napo, on the front pages, and this is what they are saying. They say NDC 2024 election manifesto, Mahama for ORAL, to deal with state loot, and then Napo's former MPs appointees for victory 2024, And then Atachia reiterates support for Bawumia. And finally, NPP NDC are not the same. Samuel Kujetu Ablak was speaking over there.
Okay, custodian newspaper. Mahama's track record kills his 2024 manifesto. Government unveils multi-billion CD road projects initiative. Ghana needs upgrade, not reset. Bawumia tells Mahama. I think when we go for these programs and there are these bylines or these taglines that are thrown out there, the probability that a different media house will use the same thing is very high.
Yeah.
So I don't know. The headlines keep repeating themselves in the papers.
Just sticking with the main things.
Yeah. Remember that when during the manifesto launch, it was the Bawumia means business, and it ran through a number of the
about 3 or 4 major.
Yes.
You know,
and now this upgrade and reset thing is also running through the
country of slogans.
I know.
They'll give you fans right now. Meanwhile, they mean you put down. But when they see Tooth Man, yeah, boss.
Or you pass no, see his head. GRA advocates tax education, revenue mobilization, and GSA allays Guterres fears on new law. Okay.
All right, let me take you to the New Independent. I think they are the second newspaper that has a story of Alan. So they say Alan's popularity continues to shake the political landscape. Has some pictures of Alan campaigning. It also has Dr. Bawumia. It says Bawumia reaffirms commit to media freedom, economic growth, and peaceful elections. Still with the New Independent, poor working conditions driving high attrition rate among nurses, GRNMA chair. And then finally on Alan again, 2024 polls, don't vote for statements and sound bites. Alan cautions Ghanaians. So
that's what we're talking about.
He's reacted to your concerns. He knows that Ghanaians, they react you know, to the statements and the slogans.
The slogans.
Yeah, we like slogans.
Alan seems to have captured the front page of the
Two of them. That one, Independent, and there was a second one. Let me quickly look for it. That's the Daily Searchlight. Yeah.
Okay.
Good for him.
I have the Informer. Informer says, NDC manifesto. John Mahama promises to scrap draconian taxes. Uphold, defend democratic tenets. Bawumia tells military. Ofosu Ampofo in pain over lies about him. Call for policy implementation now. Bawumia presents different administration. That's according to a CDD fellow. Encounter with former ministers, appointees, party unity supreme. Napo preaches peace. And in this issue, it says outcry over stolen BDV. Electoral system robust, can't be manipulated. EC assures public. Okay, that's the Informer. I have the final one. That's the BNFT, Business and Financial Times. It says government unveils multi-billion CD road infrastructure initiative in Tamale. MIIF, that's MIF, records 100% increase in 2023 profits as it positions to be Africa's leading mineral fund. Oh, that's some good news. 100% increase in profits. Wow, that's good. Fidelity Bank prioritizing environmental sustainability in core strategy. Calls to halt Shippers Authority law unfounded. That's from our good friend Samson Asaki Awingobet. Okay, that's it for the BNFT. Some other stories on the back page as well.
Okay.
Yes.
So now let me give you details of Saturday's program. That's the NDC's manifesto launch. And yesterday, they meet the press with Dr. Bawumia. I'll start with the NDC from the Daily Graphic. They say the National Democratic Congress has pledged to roll out a $10 billion economic project to fix the ailing economy and bring it back to resilient mode. Termed the Big Push, it will form one of the major policy directions of an NDC administration intended to provide a foundation to revive the economy and set it on a path of growth. As part of the party's manifesto for the 2024 general election to rescue the economy from the doldrums and improve all growth and development parameters, the NDC said Quote, the big push, unquote, will focus on 4 pillars, namely the Western Corridor Economic Enclave, the Eastern Corridor Golden Growth Agenda, the Transformation Road Transport Plan, and the Palm Economic Crop Rejuvenation Program. These, the parties said, will drive the needed focus and investment for economic growth and transformation. So that's a bit on the NDC. If you want more, please buy the Daily Graphic and get details. Let me quickly go through with the MPP from the press, and they say the Vice President, Dr. Bawumia, says the new patriotic party government has done enough to deserve another term to do more to better the lives of Ghanaians. Quote, empirical evidence shows that we have outperformed our opponents when they were in power. If you compare the two, he said at a media encounter in Accra yesterday. He said until the MPP came to power, health was in trouble, agricultural growth had declined, industry growth was collapsing, while the banking sector was on the verge of collapse. If you want more, please go to the Daily Graphic or visit our website.
Yes, ChannelOneNews.com. You can get more on both sides of the political divide. The Meet the Press with Dr. Bawumia yesterday, and of course the NDC's manifesto launch on Saturday. A number of stories from both events, and so just go online, ChannelOneNews.com or CityNewsroom.com, and you can get all the details there. A number of promises thrown out there, and when I sit back and listen to both sides, I get a bit worried because, one, on the economy, they are promising to do some huge things, but they're also promising to scrap taxes. Yeah. And I'm wondering how they are going to fund some of these things, because they don't give us a clear-cut plan for how they are going to fund some of these things they intend doing.
I think all the candidates who are promising to fund major projects must tell the citizenry how they intend to fund these projects. If they are going to cut out some of the expenditure and take money from areas they've cut off, or because some are saying they're going to reduce the ministers to start with. So that will be a gain.
A reduction in expenditure.
Mahama is proposing 50.
Mahama,
I think Bawumia
I think
is 60.
He says 60.
Okay.
And Bawumia is the one going for 40, I think. It says not
more than.
Yes, not more than.
So both are cutting down on, you know, the ministers. That means expenditure will drop. They've also spoken about traveling and all that.
Yes.
We'll see that. And then they are finding ways to, you know, where there's expenditure that can be pushed down. But we want to know exactly where they will take these money from. For example, if you're saying you're going to scrap tuition fees for a year for all university students, that's a lot of money. And then for PWDs as well, the whole, you know,
free education, education for
that's a lot of money. Where are you going to get it from? Where you get it from, is it sustainable to let it run for your 4 terms, or if you come back 8 terms? And so many things they are proposing. So I think there's a lot they need to tell us. We are not clear on, you know, some of these things.
The NDC says they will embark on an operation Recover or Loot. And to them, if they're able to recover, it gives them some substantial amount of funding to run some of these programs that they are proposing. But it's the sustainability that is of concern. So after recovery and implementation of these programs, where do you get the next funding?
Next tranche,
You understand? And you see that the truth that I think both are running from is that by 2027, we are servicing our debts.
Any government or whoever wins is not going to be smiling.
Exactly.
I think Mahama said that.
That's what I think when he met the TUC, he mentioned, and then the opposition, I mean, the government's MPP communicators together, he asking for a honeymoon. Because I think he admittedly said that it wasn't going to be easy, and he knows. And so Labour, you know what it is with Labour, right? They'll make their demands. So Labour should actually take it easy on him if he should win, to understand exactly what the actual situation is, so he can properly address based on the strength of the economy.
Because you have a lot of interest on loans payment hanging. And, you know, we're given a bit of a holiday by, you know, these people we borrow from, and based on the IMF thing, for us to breathe a bit and deal with clean our house. So if you're coming by that time, 2024, 2025, it's time to start repaying.
Exactly.
Do we have the money to pay? Where are you going to get the money to pay? Another place that we take a lot of money to deal with is the salaries of workers.
Exactly.
And that's a huge, the wage bill is huge. Cocoa, now you say you're going to do it from within. How are you going to do that? So I don't know whether it's the local banks that will form a consortium to pay for the $1.5 billion loan, or other private investors in Ghana will do that. You know, yesterday, Dr. Bawumia was asked about the troubles in the cocoa industry. He says he doesn't think they are, he's not aware. So I don't know.
Well, maybe he's just playing safe. If he says he's not aware, he's just playing safe and laying the blame or whatever it is on the cocoa board and its managers. Because then if he says he's not aware, that means he's not being briefed. But we cannot play ostrich with the cocoa sector. We all know the challenges in the cocoa sector.
And cocoa is one of your primary export earners. If there are challenges in there, there's no way you will know, because your revenue from exports will reflect otherwise.
Clearly.
But anyway, last week, Cocoa Board released a statement and reacted to the minorities' concerns and claimed there was paradise was safe and there was no trouble
we hope
in
it's really what it is when they say some of these things, because you know, the syndicated loan was actually one of our ways of getting money into the system to help with city stabilization and all that. Now we are not going for the syndicated loan. We say we are going to source internally or locally.
Do we have enough?
I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't know.
Well, we'll see what happens the next, you know, cocoa syndicated period, whether, you know, we are okay or not. But you know, the issue with the cedi, you know, we are all worried about the performance of the cedi against the dollar, because years ago, I think Kufuor was 1-to-1.
Yes.
Came to 1-to-3, 1-to-4, 1-to-6, and now 1-to-15. I was listening to the business news today. They were saying 15.9.
That's almost 16.
That's crazy. I've never seen in a country called Ghana where the cedi, if it's doing well, has gone back. So it means this 15.6 or 15.9 will now carry us through over the years. I'm not sure it will go back to
and you know, well, we are almost about entering the last quarter of the year. Mind you, it's also an election year. People are skeptical, businesses are skeptical, so people won't spend. Corporate Ghana won't spend. Businesses won't spend. And for importers who are going to spend, they are going to convert and make
you know, the
orders
shake again.
Exactly. Once they make the orders in dollars, whatever is left is for their orders to arrive in the country. And so the dollar will leave the system.
You know, 2 years ago when I started business news, I remember the governor of the central bank, I think Wampa also, said that they were setting up, I mean, you could correct me if I'm wrong, in terms of who the governor was, a desk in the bank where, you know, most of our business people go to China. So instead of taking the dollars, they'll get them the yuan to release the pressure off the dollar. I don't know what happened to that. But Dr. Bawumia is saying he's using the gold, you know, to now get people. He
says gold for forex.
Instead of them taking the dollars. So we'll see how that pans out as well.
Let's wait and see. But in the meantime, go to ChannelOneNews.com and get all the latest from the NDC's manifesto and that press engagement by Dr. Bawumia. Vivian, thank you so very much this morning. It's been great having you on the show. Sports is next.
All right, let's get into some sports. I'm going to start with the CAF Inter-Club competitions. Ghanaian League winners Samatex progressed to the second round of qualifiers in the CAF Champions League after they beat FC Victoria FC of Cameroon 1-0 at the Accra Sports Stadium on Sunday. Isaac Affle got the only goal of the game in the 8th minute to give Samatex the win and a 2-0 win on aggregate and passage to the next round of the competition, where they will face Raja Casablanca of Morocco. In the CAF Confederation Cup, Nsratraman beat FC Electric Sports of Chad 2-0 on Saturday. Walid Fuseni and Stephen Duyo got the goals in either half to send Nsratraman through on a 5-0 aggregate to the next round, where they will face CF Constantine of Algeria.
All right, let's go to the greatest league on planet Earth, the Premier League, which is live on City 97.3 FM. And champions Manchester City came back from an early Ipswich goal to win 4-1 at the Etihad on Saturday. Man City fell behind after 7 minutes, but they responded through an Erling Haaland hat-trick in the 12th, 14th and 88th minutes, while Kevin De Bruyne got the other goal to give them 2 wins out of 2 matches. Arsenal also made it 6 points from 6 after they defeated Aston Villa 2-0 at Villa Park. After a goalless first half, Arsenal went ahead through Leo Trossard, and they added a second from Ghana's Thomas Partey to seal the win. Brighton also stayed perfect after recording a 2-1 win against Manchester United at the Amex Stadium. They went ahead through former Man United forward Danny Welbeck, but Amad Diallo pulled the Red Devils level. However, João Pedro headed home the winner in the 95th minute to stand their visitors. Liverpool continued their winning start to life under Arne Slot with a 2-0 win at home against Brentford on Sunday. Luis Diaz got the scoring underway after 13 minutes via an assist from Diogo Jota. Mohamed Salah made the result safe with a goal in the 70th minute. In other results, there were wins for Tottenham, Fulham and West Ham, while Bournemouth and Newcastle drew 1-1.